Today, we are going to be installing a TRD Pro grill onto this 4th gen Toyota Tacoma. All right, so step one, we're gonna push down on all these little clip pins and pop up this little cover so that you can pull off the grill. Make sure you also push down the 3 clips and pull out the air intake from the front as well. So for this process, you're going to need to take off the whole front bumper, and there are all these 10mm screws and bolts holding the bumper on. Once you have removed all the bolts from the bumper, you can start to gently peel back on the fender flare to pop out all the clips that hold it in place. You're going to repeat that to both sides, but you do not need to pull the entire fender flare off. You only need to pull it back enough just so that you can remove the bumper. So when you're popping the actual bumper off of the truck, be really careful not to break any of the tabs off, because then your bumper won't hold back on once you're done with the install. There are also 3 10mm bolts holding the grill on that you got to remove. Once those are all out and all the clips are free, you should be able to just pull the bumper off. Once you pull the bumper off, it's always good to lay down a blanket or something just to make sure you don't scratch any of your paint. I'm going to start by pulling off all the bolts around the edges of the shutter so that you can remove the shutter to access the grill. So the grill is held on with these clips and these screws. So go around the edge of the grill and start by taking out all those Phillips screws that you see on the edge. After you have all this metal screws out, you're gonna go around and slowly undo all the clips by pushing in on the tab to release them. So there are clips on the sides over here, on both sides, and you have to pull off this little corner cap over here so that you can take this bezel off. And once you take the bezel off, you can remove the grill super easily from the bumper. Now to install the new Pro grill. Slide it underneath, kind of line the tabs up, make sure those wires are all out of the way so that they're not going to get pinched. And then slowly go around and clip it all in. After you slide in the Pro grill, you're gonna put that bezel back on. This part is kind of handy to have 2 people, so one person can hold the bumper while the other person goes around and gets all those clips pushed in all the way. After you get the grill and the bezel back onto the bumper, you're going to go around and put in all the little Phillips head screws that you had previously taken out to remove the grill. So the last step is going to be reinstalling the shutter behind the grill and everything. So you're just going to line it all up and put those screws back in. There should be 6 screws that go around that hold the whole shutter in. When you're reinstalling the shutter, make sure that you pull all these wires out for the grill lights and the light bar if you got that option. When you're putting the whole bumper assembly back onto the truck, it is nice to have 2 hands so that you can make sure everything gets lined up nicely so that you don't end up scratching any of your paint or anything like that. So make sure that you reinstall all of the 3 10mm bolts on the top of the grill. After you're done clipping everything in, making sure everything's all nice and lined up so all those body lines look good. There's also the 10mm bolts that you took out from the bottom of the bumper as well. If you ordered the grill with no grill lights or light bar, you can reinstall the plastic cover and intake under the hood, and then you are finished. Alright, so now we got the grill back in and we're plugging in all the wires and running all the wires. The grill lights are going to go to an add a fuse in the fuse box over there, and we're going to wire the grill light bar to one of the auxiliary switches inside the truck. So over here, there's this plug that comes stock, and you can get this little wire harness, and that will allow you to tap into one of the auxiliary switches inside the truck. And we're going to be using one of those to turn on and off the grill light bar. The last step is just putting back the air intake and the plastic cover, and you're good to go. If you guys want to get a pro grill for your 4th Gen Tacoma too, we are offering 2 options. This is option number 2 with the grill lights and the light bar, and then the other option will come with no grill lights and no light bar, so it'll be a little bit easier to install if you're doing it by yourself.